What if you became the president of your country? Not a politician, not a billionaire, not a general. Just you. A person who actually cares. Not next year, not someday. Tomorrow morning. You wake up before sunrise. Your phone is already vibrating. Military commanders are waiting. Economic advisors are waiting. World leaders are waiting. And for the first time in your life, every major decision affecting millions of people depends on you. The celebration from election night is over. Now, reality begins. What would you do? What would you change? This is not a dream. This is your presidency. Day by day, year by year, and by the end, the entire world will remember your name. Day 1. You don't waste a single hour. You walk into the situation room, look at your generals, and say one thing. We are rebuilding this military from zero. Not with imported weapons, not with borrowed money, with your own people. You launch the National Strength Initiative. Every unemployed young man and woman, given a choice, military training, defense manufacturing, infrastructure core, just like nations that rose from nothing, from post-war rubble, from colonial humiliation, from economic collapse, rose to become superpowers through discipline, labor, and national will. You do the same. But you add something those nations forgot: humanity. Factories run 24 hours, soldiers train at dawn, engineers design domestic weapons systems. Your defense budget is restructured. Not more money, smarter money. Local steel, local engineering, local soldiers. Outdated equipment is replaced. Cybersecurity centers are built to defend against digital attacks. Border surveillance improves. Emergency response units are expanded. The world watches. Some laugh. Your people work. And by the end of day 1, the blueprint is set. The machine is starting. Because you know one truth. A strong military is not the weapon of war. It is the language of peace. Weak nations don't get diplomacy.
They get invaded. Your country will never be weak again, and the world will soon know it. Your country, #1 in military strength.
Day 30. Your military is rising, but an army without a brain is just muscle. So now, you come for the mind of your nation. You announce the most radical education reform in your country's history. You look at the numbers. Millions of students are memorizing facts but learning no real-world skills. Many adults still lack access to quality education. Businesses need skilled workers. Factories need engineers. Technology companies need innovators. So every child, from the poorest village to the richest city, gets equal access to education. Free, mandatory, modern. Old classrooms are modernized. Every school receives internet access. Teacher training programs are expanded nationwide. The curriculum is rebuilt from scratch. No memorization, no outdated textbooks. Critical thinking, technology, real-world skills, finance, entrepreneurship, engineering. But what do you do with the millions who are already adults? Already uneducated? Already left behind? You don't abandon them, you deploy them. Vocational training centers open across the country. Every unskilled laborer is placed into a national training program. Construction, manufacturing, agriculture, logistics. They build the country. They get paid, they get dignity, and their children go to school. This is the cycle you break. Economists called it impossible. You called it necessary. Within months, a new generation of workers enters the economy. Factories become more productive. Startups begin appearing everywhere. Foreign investors rush in. Unemployment falls year after year. Wages rise. Families have more money to spend. The government collects more taxes without raising tax rates. Education creates skills. Skills create productivity. Productivity creates growth. Growth creates prosperity. And the world starts saying the same thing. Your country, #1 in economic growth on Earth. They came for the cheap labor. Now they come for the talent. Month 6. 6 months into your presidency. The military is strong. The economy is booming. Jobs are everywhere. But as you travel across your country, you notice a problem. A strong economy means little if people are stuck in traffic for hours. If villages remain isolated, if businesses cannot move goods efficiently, if cities are crowded, polluted, and poorly planned. So you launch the most ambitious infrastructure program your nation has ever seen, Project Horizon. New highways connect every city, every town, every forgotten village. High-speed rail lines stretch across the country, airports redesigned, ports modernized, power grids rebuilt. Bridges connect communities that had been cut off for generations. But you are not building infrastructure for today. You are building it for the next 50 years. Cities become smarter. Public transportation becomes faster. Electric buses replace outdated vehicles. Internet access reaches even the most remote communities. For the first time, a student in a rural village has the same access to information as someone living in the capital city. You go further. Ancient heritage sites restored. Coastlines cleaned, developed, open to the world. National parks with eco-lodges. Every corner of your country made worthy of a photograph. Foreign visitors arrive and cannot believe what they see. The airports are modern. The cities are vibrant. The streets feel alive. Travel videos about your country spread across the internet. Tourism explodes. Hotels fill up. Restaurants thrive. Your tourism ministry launches one global campaign. Come see us. We're ready. And they come. Travelers from Europe, families from Asia, adventurers from America. Every visitor returns home with a different image of your nation. Not a developing country, not a forgotten country, but a country the world travels to see. Your country, #1 tourist destination on Earth. They came for the buildings. They stayed for the soul. Year 1. The economy is growing. The cities are modernizing, but you understand something many leaders never do. A country can become rich and still lose its future, because if the air becomes toxic, if forests disappear, if rivers become polluted, then growth becomes a temporary victory. So you make another bold decision. You refuse to choose between prosperity and sustainability. You decide your country will have both. You declare a national climate emergency. Not as a political move, but because you mean it. Coal plants shut down, replaced by solar farms stretching across deserts. Wind turbines rise on mountain ridges. Every new building, zero carbon footprint. You launch the Billion Tree campaign, not as a slogan, as an order. Entire wastelands turn green within 2 years. Rivers that were gray run blue again. Air quality in your cities, the cleanest on the planet. Wildlife returns to places it hadn't been seen in decades. Your people breathe differently now. They feel it. And while your trees grow and your cities shine, you are building something invisible, something that will define the next century. You invest 10% of your entire national budget into one thing: science and technology. You build the National Innovation Corridor, a 500-kilometer stretch of research universities, AI labs, space centers, and biotech firms. Young minds from your country, who once left for better opportunities abroad, came home, because home was now the opportunity. Your AI researchers build systems that diagnose diseases faster than any doctor. Your space division launches your country's first indigenous satellite constellation. Your engineers develop clean energy technology that 40 countries license from you. Talented people who once left now choose to stay. Many who left begin returning. International tech giants open their headquarters in your capital. Not branches, headquarters. By year 3, the United Nations releases its annual global report. Your country, #1 in environment, science, and technology in the world. They used to steal your talent. Now they come to learn from it. Year 2. But history has a habit of testing every great nation. And your test arrives just when everything seems to be going perfectly. Global markets crash. Major economies enter recession. International trade slows. Investors grow nervous. For the first time since taking office, people are afraid. And every eye turns toward you. You have 2 choices: panic or lead. You choose to lead. Instead of making short-term decisions, you focus on protecting ordinary citizens. Emergency economic programs are launched. Small businesses receive support. Major infrastructure projects continue instead of being canceled. New jobs are created when people need them most. The economy slows, but it does not collapse. Then another challenge appears. Cyber attacks begin targeting government systems, banks, communication networks, critical infrastructure. The attacks are sophisticated, organized, relentless. But years earlier, you invested in cybersecurity. Now that decision pays off. The attacks are detected, defenses activate, systems stay online, citizens continue their daily lives, the economy survives the crisis, confidence grows, and once again, the world watches your country not with pity, but with respect. Year 3. Unit. 3 years in. Every week, difficult decisions land on your desk. Build more factories and create millions of jobs, or protect untouched forests from development. Expand surveillance systems to stop crime, or protect personal privacy and civil liberties. Spend billions on immediate benefits, or invest in projects that may not pay off for decades. There are no easy answers. Every decision helps someone. Every decision disappoints someone else. For the first time, you truly understand. Leadership is not about making everyone happy. It is about making choices that protect the country's future. So you focus on something more important than economic growth: national unity. You travel across the nation. Large cities, small towns, remote villages, different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds, and you deliver the same message everywhere. No matter where you come from, you deserve the same opportunity to succeed. New programs are launched to reduce inequality. Education becomes more accessible. Healthcare reaches more communities. Infrastructure expands into underserved regions. People who once felt forgotten now feel included. Citizens start seeing themselves as part of one national story. And that unity becomes a powerful advantage. Businesses invest with confidence. Communities cooperate. Innovation accelerates. Your country becomes stronger, not because everyone agrees, but because everyone believes they have a place in its future. Your influence on the world stage keeps growing. World leaders request meetings. Trade agreements expand. Scientific partnerships increase. Diplomatic relationships strengthen. Your country is no longer simply participating in the global conversation. It is shaping it. And in year 3, global leadership indexes publish their findings. Your country, number 1 in diplomacy, unity, and global influence in the world. They once ignored you at the table. Now they set a seat for you first. But a country can have power. It can have wealth, beauty, technology, nature, unity, and still be rotten at the core. You knew this. So in year 5, you complete the final piece, the hardest piece, justice. You redesign the entire judicial system from scratch. Cases no longer wait 10 years. They are resolved in months. Judges are selected by independent academic panels, not by politicians. Every court proceeding, live streamed. You build an AI-powered financial surveillance system. Every government transaction tracked in real time, visible to every citizen. A minister tried to accept a bribe in year 3. He was arrested within 72 hours on live television. Nobody tried again. Your electoral system becomes a global gold standard. Paper trails, biometric verification, independent observers, zero gerrymandering. Journalists write freely. Critics speak openly. You disagreed with many of them. You protected all of them. Because you understood. A democracy that fears its people is not a democracy. It's just a prison with a flag. And in year 5, international governance indexes from across the world publish their findings. Your country, number 1 in democracy, justice, freedom, and zero corruption in the world. You didn't just lead a country, you restored its soul. Year 5. The final look back. 5 years have passed. The crowds that celebrated your victory are gone. The campaign speeches are long forgotten. The promises have been tested, and now only the results remain. The schools are different. Students are no longer being prepared for the past. They are being prepared for the future. The hospitals are different. Medical care is faster, more affordable, more accessible. People in remote regions receive treatment that once existed only in major cities. The economy is different. New industries have emerged. Millions of jobs have been created. Workers are earning higher wages. The cities are different. Modern transportation connects the nation. Clean public spaces improve daily life. The environment is different. Cleaner air, healthier rivers, protected forests, renewable energy powering the future. The technology sector is different. The country is no longer importing every breakthrough. It is creating breakthroughs of its own. The government is different. Corruption is lower. Transparency is higher. Citizens trust the system more than they did 5 years ago. And perhaps most importantly, the people are different. They no longer spend all their time worrying about survival. They spend more time thinking about possibility, about ambition, about building, about creating, about the future. Look at what you built. A military so strong, no enemy dares threaten you. An economy so powerful, the world borrows your model. Cities so beautiful, the world travels to see them. Forests so alive, the air remembers what it used to feel like. Technology so advanced, the future was built here. Justice so real, your people trust their government completely. Around the world, your country is now recognized as one of the strongest, most innovative, and most influential nations on Earth. Not because it conquered anyone, not because it intimidated anyone, but because it invested in its people. 5 years ago, you were just a person, watching the news, frustrated, asking why. Today, the United Nations Secretary General stands at a podium and says, if there is one country that defines what human civilization can achieve, it is this one. Your country is no longer a developing nation. Your country is no longer dismissed. Your country is number one, in every way that matters. Because true national strength is not measured by how much power a country holds,
how much trust it builds, and how bright a future it leaves behind. And it all started with just one question. What if you became president? Now, if you became president of your country tomorrow, what would you do on day one? Comment below, because your answer might be exactly what your country needs. If this alternate history gave you chills, smash that like button. Subscribe for more What If documentaries every week. And I'll see you in the next alternate world.